What's up, everyone? Welcome. Welcome to another stream. How are you guys doing? How was your day today? Right. So welcome to another pre-market analysis. So this is a session that we started last week. Basically, this is the 10th time that we are going live. The goal is to look for the best opportunities for tomorrow, like across different markets. We look at indices, FX, commodities, and a little bit of crypto as well. So yeah, the main goal is to just look for the A+ setups. I'm a content trend trader, so that's more of the opportunities that I'm going to be looking for. But even if you are a trend continuation trader, you can also take advantage of it, and you're going to be covering different assets, so you can also see where maybe the momentum is going to happen in there. And if you do have any asset that you'd like me to cover, feel free to share in the comments, and we can take a look at it together in here. So yes, dollar index, right? So it was a little bit of a momentum day in some of the FX pairs, and then eventually kind of end up almost in a range. The dollar did manage to go slightly higher. If I count this high, didn't really manage to still break that high in there. So eventually can do it. Euro actually broke slightly more the low, which was something that we also predicted yesterday. Unfortunately, the reaction from the high happened overnight, as you'll see it. Tomorrow is going to be an important day. So tomorrow we're going to have manufacturing and services in PMI. So I'm expecting some momentum or at least some volatility in here, starting straight away at 8:15, then 8:30, and then eventually 9:30 for the manufacturing UK. And then, of course, we have also at 3 p.m. or 2:45 in this case, the ones in the US. Before that, we have also, actually it's going to be at that time as well, we also have the interest rate in Canada, which the cut pairs have been something that we've been looking for a potential reversal. So they're starting to show some weakness. We'll see if the reversal to the downside actually happens, and tomorrow can be one of those catalysts to push, move to the downside. So tomorrow with the PMI news, most likely we're going to see some momentum in here, and maybe the dollar can actually go to the upside from here. We'll see, to be honest. We'll see. I don't really have a proper bias at this point. I'm expecting, yes, maybe price can break those highs. We do have this accumulation of lows, which many people most likely are going to be looking at it as well, to collect that liquidity in there. We did manage to break the lows in there. So again, bigger picture, I'm still a little bit more bearish than bullish at this point. But you do have this price, that price can eventually go there. So yeah, it's a bit in the middle. I do need more PI in here to make up my mind in terms of what should I expect to see on the dollar index. Respecting this level, is price breaking something in here that eventually can just move like that, and just picking out this high is going to be enough. Still respecting the other level. Yeah, not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. So let's see overnight if this one provides a little bit more of a little bit of a clue in here. Is it going to go there, or is it going to start actually maybe moving lower and just something like that, and price and the dollar index just moving to the downside in here, which then will push euro to the upside, or the opposite, and it's going to just resume the move, gain some momentum, and getting into a different level somewhere a little bit more to the upside in here. So that's going to be, yeah, by looking at the individual currency pairs, maybe I'm going to come up with something more clear in terms of where the dollar may go. The indices, a normal retracement, so they've recovered from last week, second day in a row that it finishes bullish in here, and we are getting closer now to the levels that I've been looking for. Right, so in this particular case, I still mention that this level in here is still fresh, which means that maybe this S&P can still eventually push to the downside, can easily take those lows, which basically everything has been compressed at this point, and you can actually have this trend line in there and get closer to this level. So looking for a short on the S&P is still something that I will be paying attention to, but I still want to price to go slightly higher. So can go somewhere around this structure and push lower, or if it wants can even go slightly higher, right? But again, it's fighting a lot. We're going to have still now overnight, basically maybe in 1 hour from now, we're going to have earnings. It's going to be Tesla, it's going to be, if not mistaken, Microsoft, Alphabet. So I expect still some volatility in here just before or during those earnings release. So we'll see if this changes or not, but we do have or approaching now this level of supply in there, and price can react from it, right? This been compressing, as I mentioned, and we do still have this space for price to fill. So yeah, I think looking for shorts, it can maybe spike there and then kind of slow down a little bit, and maybe tomorrow morning it can move to the downside. If by any chance S&P does want to continue to go a little bit more to the upside, then the next level to be a bit more closer to the extremes in there. So that will be something to pay attention to. What's up, Bongani? How are you, man? Good evening. So yes, S&P tomorrow, somewhere in there, depending on the PA. We still need to break lows, so price hasn't really managed to break lows. We do have that level, we do have this demand zone in there, but I do believe that it can be something interesting to look for. Potentially the move to the downside, and presuming a bit more of a move down after. Yeah, it's also kind of the daily level in there. So yes, we can resume a bit more to push to the downside tomorrow. Yep, we can potentially do that. So that's something to pay attention. Nasdaq is still even respecting this high, so it even managed to go higher in there. So it's still within this structure. Again, we did manage to break basically below that level already. I think it wants to go lower, and at this point it's still respecting in here. So it may not even need to take the highs. If it wants to still take the highs, we do have this basically previous level of support resistance of price, maybe looking into this level in there to look for maybe a continuation. Otherwise, maybe higher. Again, it's going to depend on PI as well. Again, as I mentioned, there's still earnings to be announced tonight, so we'll see how the market's going to react to it. And if it holds in here, moves down, again, similarly with some kind of trend line compression in here, but we still need to break a little bit of a low. So yeah, something to look at in there. And Dow as well, just continue to range in here. I'm not really interested on the Dow at this point. Yeah, maybe Nasdaq and S&P, I think they can be slightly better in here to look for a potential short in there. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good as well. Oh, good. Just busy and working. DAX. Yeah, DAX just came out of the way, so reaction a little bit from that level. Can still go slightly higher. Yeah, not really much to look at in there. And crypto actually start to turn a little bit, right? So we start to turn a little bit. We already have this breaking here, kind of this low, and price starts to turn a little bit. Ethereum even better, kind of just still respecting this level. Again, the typical reversal pattern that we kind of look for, right? To break below it, fake out, kind of a test of that left shoulder. You may have missed still that level in there, that extreme question mark. Again, when you actually zoom in into here, maybe you can see exactly where the high reacted from, but it starts to turn a little bit in here. And yes, basically do have this range now in here on Ethereum. So price is still has this demand zone. This spike in here reacted from the upper edge of it. This one now is reacting from the extreme of the demand zone in there. So we'll see what's going to happen as well in here, but it starts to show a little bit of weakness, but we do still need a proper break below to look even for something else more to the downside. And we have this demand zone as well in here on BTC that maybe can push price higher again. So it's more of a zone 3 type of a move. Again, this is the moment where it creates a little bit more manipulation, breaking some highs, breaking some lows. So yeah, for a deep reversal, I don't really think it's going to be in here, so maybe we can skip that. So when actually went out of the way, still respected that level. There you go, kind of broke slightly below this level in here. So we'll see what's going to happen as well in there. And then the FX, right? And this is what you're looking for. So Euro index, since last week that you predicted that fake out, respect that level and start pushing lower. So that's basically opens the door now to go even further down, which can happen tomorrow straight away with the news, with the PMI news. So if by any chance the value is negative, or in French, German, and so on, then we can maybe push just even lower. Otherwise, price can even retest this level one more time and go lower to the afterwards as well. But he did manage now to break below this low. It looks like that starts opening the door more to the downside, which in this case could push a little bit more the euro to the downside. We'll see, because, and this is actually now in regards to the yen pairs. I think we are getting close to a level where we can retrace a little bit on the yen pairs. So we did manage to break the highs. So we are getting a bit more closer into this structure, and I think we could have a little bit of retracement on the yen pairs. In this case, euro yen, pound yen, and so on. They could start actually moving to the upside, and moving to the upside, euro yen can maybe push this one also slightly higher. So we're getting closer into this structure. We already fake out this high in here. After faking out that high, price actually is now moving a little bit more to the downside. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in here. Yeah, if price does respect this high or even fake out that high into something more into that level. So yeah, question mark if there's anything within here that we can look for. Question mark, not sure if I have enough data. Yeah, still have. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I would like to see in the lower time frame if in here there's anything somewhere in there. But yes, it has been bullish for a long time now, and I believe that it's getting closer to potential retracement, even if it is just retest again, just this previous level of support resistance once again, or maybe that level actually was already tested. No. Yeah, we'll see. We do have this demand zone, so which is now the level that price can just react and continue to push. But when looking at individual yen pairs, I think we are getting closer to potential levels where you can have that retracement. So let it go higher a little bit more, and tomorrow is going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. And yes, we'll see what in terms of the euro pair straight away in the morning, which direction is going to move. But I'm going to start paying attention to potential retracements on the yen index. So that's now it's on my radar. So it was not in my radar all this time. It was on my radar, which in there, but now I'm going to start looking for a potential finally retracement to the downside in here on the end. So it's on my radar at this point in here. Yeah, and looking at the individual currency pairs. So there you go, right? So we had this push down on the dollar, on the euro dollar, much lower than it comparing with the dollar index. Price ended up respecting that level that we talked about yesterday. It just faked out that level, didn't really react from there. So the space is actually still there. However, this was like 4:30 in the morning. That was too early, and price just moved down. So it took these lows and now it got closer to this level in here. So basically now we have a proper break of a low. And this brings the question mark if this is actually now ready to just continue to push lower tomorrow. We have a lot of compression in here. At this point, there's still maybe a fresh level in here, which is basically where price is almost testing. If this level in here still holds, then maybe tomorrow we can have a push higher. If not, then and the news like the PMI, they are perfect to actually fuel this compression. And all of a sudden you have the euro dollar moving much lower, and that would also take the euro index moving to the downside as well. And that could happen, to be honest. Maybe price can retrace a little bit this morning and maybe come back somewhere in there this morning or this night, and then gain the momentum to go to the downside. So that's something to pay attention to. But yes, we do have a lot of compression here. Personally, that looks like super weak to me, and news like the ones that you're going to have tomorrow, it looks like a perfect scenario for these ones actually to fill out that space and start getting closer to something else in here, a little bit more towards this level in there. So that's just something to bear in mind. If by any chance price does want to push higher, then you can start looking for something in here to potentially look for a sell in there, and now use this highs in here eventually as a fake out, even though again that value is still fresh actually on the euro dollar. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow what's going to happen. We did have that push down, it's okay, and this is actually one of the last levels. Otherwise, again, price can just fill that space in there. Now the move down in here is as well, there was a lot of compression, so there is not exactly many things left behind in here except from the extreme in there. So that's also something to bear in mind in here. Yep, everything just dropped in compression. Pound dollar got really close to demand. It didn't really touch it. It's also kind of previous level support resistance within this basically that high and this high in here. So we do have still a little bit of this demand zone left behind. Price maybe can slowly go there, but we also have a break of a low, so price actually can just eventually resume the move here. I'm still looking eventually for a potential fake out, a little bit of this structure. Now that we broke the low, it could eventually just retest, fake out something in here and push lower. Yeah, we'll see if that's going to happen. If that's going to happen or not. As soon as you break basically below that level as well, we have a lot of compression. You can start looking for price to go into the next level somewhere. Start actually looking slightly lower. So yeah, breaking that level in here, even though this is support resistance as well. Yeah, at this point, yeah, waiting and see what the pound is going to do. Like again, we predicted last week the reversal that happened. Now it's a different dynamic. Now is a dynamic of a zone 2 type of a move, and that's going to be within this big range in there, in here. So we need the pound dollar now to do something for us to then to look at the best opportunities to trade this. Euro pound did exactly what we also mentioned. So we are already broken that level, kept respecting this level and just pushed down, and we have this demand zone in here that's a bit fresh. We did manage to break above it, so this eventually could lead into a long, and we also have that demand zone still slightly below these lows in there that can still be faked out. But yes, we did manage to break these highs in there, so from here can actually eventually push higher. But first we had this retracement. That was something that we also looked at. Price start breaking lows, and there you go, push lower in here. And yep, tomorrow again it's going to be an interesting one to look for with the news. Bangani, did you trade gold? Are you still there? Aussie, yep, Aussie is going to be in my radar now. It's moving down quite aggressively, many days in a row. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 7 consecutive days in here, and you are getting closer to now this basically weekly level in there, which is also a little bit of a daily zone in here as well. It can still eventually fake out everything in here and even go below that, but I think that's about to get into a level where it could have some reaction first from some structure in here below this low in there. So a lot of compression, which then eventually can lead into a good potential trade, at least just retesting that level. It's already reacted from the previous level support resistance. That's good. So let it continue to move a little bit lower, and you'll see how price may react from here. Otherwise it will just continue, because this one actually a break of a low. This is already kind of a break of a low, and all of a sudden you are looking for price to go even further down. So yes, maybe some reaction from this level, before potentially resume the move to the downside. In here, so that has been kind of reacted a few times in the past. Yeah, and I do like the compression in here. Yeah, but did you trade anything today on gold? Yep, so let it continue to go a little bit, and then you can have a trade. With the Aussie dollar, it goes also Euro Aussie and the Pound Aussie. Right, so Euro Aussie is also getting closer to a little bit of the structures. We just fake out this high. We didn't really manage to break below that low yet. We did manage to go slightly a little bit in here, but we'll see what's going to happen. Again, this is still an engulf to the upside, so price may want still to go higher, but it could react from one of these levels in there. So again, in alignment with the Aussie dollar, we'll see what's going to happen in here. If the Aussie dollar still wants to go much lower, we're going to have this Euro Aussie to go much higher. But again, we could have a little bit of a retracement first before moving in there. So we'll see what's going to happen in here on the Euro Aussie. It's just something to keep an eye on with this momentum that we had. We may get a little bit closer to a potential retrace before continue to go higher. So we'll see. And Pound Aussie as well. That's another one that we are looking in here. So full compression and price is approaching the highs in here. So I'm going to be paying attention to see if there is any type of sell opportunity. I like the way price is compressing at this point, and it could have a little bit of a reaction. If not, then we are looking for price to go higher, to get closer to that level. This high, to be honest, it's a bit in the middle. There's a chance that price can still go higher, but there's still that fresh level in there, and that's something that I'll be paying attention to. Price is now ranging a little bit. We had a little bit of a move to downside as soon as we took the high, but price just respects something in there, and it resumed to move higher. No break of a low in here. Now it's basically ranging a little bit. So again, let it go higher a little bit more, and hopefully it's going to be at a good level tomorrow morning to look for a potential trade. Otherwise, price again just can continue to push higher in here. Where actually this will reacted from. 1 second. I have shoulder in there. Okay. Yeah, good reaction. Yeah, so Pound Aussie, definitely another one. And then the yen pairs, and we look at the Aussie yen. Like Aussie yen is also in a really strong bearish move, and you are getting closer again. Price is now approaching or reacting already from this demand zone in there, but it can also fake out this double low into that demand zone. And this is actually an important one. It's a good decision point that happened in here for price to actually break this structure in here and push the upside. It's also reacting now from the previous, what is it? From the previous high in here. So that's something to look for. But I'm looking maybe for price to actually fake out this level in there. So let's see if this Aussie yen also turns a little bit, which can go a little bit in alignment with the Aussie dollar, which can go again in alignment that maybe the yen pairs are getting closer to a potential retracement in here. Again, it has been quite bearish in here, and I like the compression. Those gold and silver have the same movement, like gold is first and then silver behind. They can have some kind of correlation for sure. That's something that you can pay attention to when trading gold, and if you want to trade silver as well. There's a way to trade correlation. You need to see maybe sometimes gold is leading, sometimes silver can be leading. Also depending on the key levels that price reacts from each other, maybe can use they can help you to find or to select the best times for entry or maybe targets. Yeah, that's something For sure they are correlated. At least a little bit. Sometimes not so much, but they are definitely correlated a little bit. Yeah, we can take a silver. You can take a look at silver as well in a bit. But yeah, so again, Aussie yen goes in alignment with the Aussie dollar and the other Aussie pairs, and we can be closer to potential retracement in here. Not reversal, just retracement at this point. There's much to happen before a reversal in here. Dollar yen also is about to take the lows. Let's see if it actually takes it or not. So all the other yen pairs, as we mentioned already, broke this low. Dollar yen hasn't, again, because of the little bit more of a strength dollar. So again, it's still a good level. Below that, then start looking for a move to the downside. So let's see if by any chance, if still respects this level or not. At this point, it looks like it's about to fake out the zone in there. So that's going to be something just to pay attention. Again, I'm not really interested on the dollar yen at this point. I'm actually more interested on the other yen pairs. They look a bit more weak to me, and maybe asking for a potential retracement more than the dollar yen. Euro yen, there you go, just fake out this level as well. So reacting a little bit from that level and getting closer to this level in there. So that's something to pay attention, that you could have a little bit of a retracement in here. Again, another yen pair that has been quite bearish since basically the 10th of July, when the 11th actually, when he had the CPI and the intervention from the Bank of Japan. So yes, we do have this level, and then you have something in here that could play out. Like, so that's one of the situations. If by any chance tomorrow the euro is going to go higher, this can be one of them to look for it. Or maybe you can have an initial push down, and then we can have the turn. Like maybe the data in French is going to be weaker, and we can have a push down, but then in Germany it can be stronger, and we can have a push to the upside. So again, it's going to be 15 minutes a gap difference between one new release and the other one. So sometimes that happen, negative one side, and then kind of just jump to the opposite side with the other data in here. So that's going to be something to be aware of. But yes, euro yen is also starting to get closer to an interesting level where you can have a little bit of a retracement after basically 2-3 days just moving to the downside in here. Otherwise, if price just wants to continue to move forward, then you're looking for price to get into something else in there. What do I think about? I think it's going to happen. Break shot. Thank you for the message. I think it's going to happen. That's the expectation. In here, as you can see, like 1 second. This is historical. Like, that's what the market is looking at. It's basically 93%, 94% expected to cut rates. I think the question mark more is if you're going to have 2 cut rates or just 1 until the end of the year. I think at this point, the last inflation, the last CPI, it was quite low. This Friday's core PCI is going to be important as well. Core PCI is going to be important to see if you're going to have another low inflation report. Unemployment is slowly starting to go higher, even though unemployment, the data is completely cooked and no one really trusts that data anymore. So yeah, we'll see. But at this point, just looking at what the market's expecting, it's 93% expectation for the rate cut. So I'm not going to really fight those odds. Wait. Yeah, so yeah, what do you think is going to? Do you think the Fed is going to surprise the market and not do it? Yeah, euro yen is going to go down. Pound yen as well, so that's another one. So it continues to push more to the downside. That was basically what you were expecting. Not yet to look for longs, but now it's actually fake out this low. So that was one of the levels that you're looking for price to actually take that low. You can have a little bit of a reaction from this demand zone, but it looks like it's still weak in here. We start slowly to break some highs in there. I do have that again continuation to the downside, so we'll see. Maybe from this level, this looks like a nice Quasimodo pattern in there. yeah, who knows if a little bit more around this structure, price going to find a way to create some reversal pattern in here. It's quite aggressive this week. It's not exactly ideal, to be honest. So maybe there's not actually orders in there, because otherwise we just continue to push lower in there. We do have also this level in here, right? So it's an important level around this zone in here that price could react from. Yeah, otherwise definitely just continue to push lower in here. Yep. So I still need to see proper signs of reversal. It's still weak. It's still weak in here. Still have that level. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see overnight if there's any surprise in here for tomorrow. Yeah. CAD-yen also, that's an interesting one, especially tomorrow with the interest rate in Canada. I think this CAD-yen can actually be one of the yen pairs to pay attention to. We're about to break this low, so consider that done basically already. And then we can look for price to start showing a little bit of a retracement after taking these lows. Not sure if in here, this is the extreme, somewhere in there. So we'll see if price by any chance wants to fill that space tomorrow with the interest rate in Canada, or we are going to have some kind of PA before that, somewhere from, first of all, yeah, that's extremes there. There's a little bit of PA in there. This one's can be faked out already. Yeah. So this already took that low. So that's those orders are taken in there. This order is taken in there. It's a lot of compression. Just a little bit of this level. Yeah, but it kind of looks weak, to be honest. Yeah, it kind of looks weak, to be honest. Daily time frames, nothing exactly there. Yes, not my favorite. I will need PI there. Yeah, I think definitely. I think this summer, all the way through August, can be a little bit slow. It's August, some kind of maybe someone like most people may be on holidays. But starting in September, I think it's going to be full on. Like I think it's going to be straight away with a lot of movement and in anticipation already for the election as well. Like, so we have elections in November as well. So it's going to be still until the end of the year. There's going to be many things to pay attention to. We have those situations. We still have the situation between Russia and Ukraine, Middle East as well. Doesn't look good. And then is the new phase of these rate cuts? It's going to be always a question mark. How quick or what kind of trajectory you're going to see from the central bankers to cut rates? So there's going to be plenty of news and catalysts to move the market in here. Yeah, CAD-yen, by any chance, I like the way price is showing a little bit more of weakness at this point. You can target eventually that level, but I'll need to see some highs being broken here. I'll need maybe break below it, and I don't really like anything particular on the left side unless it's that extreme in there. If by any chance price wants to turn from somewhere from here, something like that would kind of need to happen in here. Otherwise, price will just make another leg down. And if that happens, then dollar CAD actually is going to go much higher, which I'm not sure if that's something that I would like to see. I think we are getting closer again. I want to see price taking this high on dollar CAD. So I don't even... Price already reacted from the fresh supply that was in there. It was good reaction, but it continues with the compression because we do still have this level fresh in there. By any chance, if dollar CAD still wants to go higher, then I don't even want to be in there. I'm looking already price to go closer to this level in here. I think I think price can easily fill straight away this price, and we are working higher. Something to bear in mind is that we did manage to break below this low. Okay, so we did manage to break that low. We didn't respect it. We broke it by 1 pip or whatever, but we did manage to break it, which means that there's maybe a little bit of an engulf down in there. So which means that it gives a little bit more importance to this high in here. Yeah, I wouldn't be as bearish if price just respected this low. Then I'll be maybe looking for price to still fake out that level, but he did manage to break it. So I do like the compression. Like as you can see, dollar CAD has been compressing quite a lot. Has been pushing higher for many days now, and even weeks. But we are getting closer to this highs, and dollar CAD has been trading in a range. Now the expectation tomorrow is that the Bank of Canada is going to cut rates 25 basis points. I think from 4.5 to 4.25. Don't even know now. What's the expectation tomorrow? Yeah, 4.75 to 4.5, which is going to be interesting. Yep, I'll be looking for some PA. If there's PA in here, I'll try to short it. If there is PA in there, I'll try to short it. I still want to see this high being taken, though. I want that high to be taken. Yep. It's a really nice compression. Basically, every single demand zone has been taken in here. Yep, all of a sudden we are looking for something like this already. So you can make at least like 70 pips, 80 pips, you can go all the way, and price most likely don't. Maybe there's a KM in here, so maybe something in there. Otherwise, just continues to move lower in there. So that will be one of them. In dollar CAD. Euro CAD already made a beautiful move. Unfortunately, today I was slightly late to get to my desk, so I missed this trade. So this was something that we were looking for as well. So price fake out that high, reacted from one of the levels that you're looking for. That may be a little bit higher, but this one was already perfect, and you had the perfect approach as well. Like this compression, as soon as it breaks the low, yeah, that was the entry. As soon as it breaks, confirms that level, and then it's basically just filling out the compression all the way down. Basically to test this level, and you even have then these lows in here that we can eventually move towards. So we'll see tomorrow with starting with the news in the euro. It can move euro CAD one direction or the other, and then eventually can be some readjustment for the bank for the interest rate decision. So again, euro CAD is kind of okay. Again, there's really strong push to the upside. It can still go slightly higher in there, but if it doesn't even create a new high, I'll be almost okay with it, to be honest. And if that's the idea, if the idea is this one, maybe it doesn't even need to create a new high. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow with the news. If we do break straight away the lows in there, especially this one as well, and especially actually this structure here, to be honest. Yeah, I think it opens the space, and then with the news, even if we have a spike up, I think that can happen as well with the interest rate. So that's definitely something to be aware of. A potential sell somewhere from there. Thanks, man. What do you trade? What are you looking for? What are you looking? What pairs are you looking for? Pound CAD is the same thing, right? So pound CAD is still within the high. Where is pound CAD? Yeah, pound CAD is still within the, like underneath the high here that was created last week that we predicted as well. So reaction from that high. Again, personally, I don't really see any need for the pound CAD to break new highs. However, price actually created a great PA in here, so start breaking lows. So that was perfect. Not exactly straight away the moment, and then basically created a new low in there, and then finally have the move down. Personally, I'm still looking for price to go slightly higher. I think there's maybe something in there that is still fresh, slightly higher in there, and that's still the level that I'm looking for. Can even go there, can even somewhere in there. That's what I would love to see still in here on the pound CAD. Like a new fake out, something like that. We did manage to break below that level, just respected the demand zone in here, so it's okay. So we respected this demand zone. Now we already took the orders from this one, so it starts to compress a little bit in here. And yes, I don't really like just to see price reversing kind of in this, I don't know, U shape, whatever it may be. I prefer to see something like that, but then just one spike like that and then go. So that for me is still missing a little bit in here. So we'll see, but good reaction already from the supply as well. Yeah, this can be the high maybe, and price can just move down from here. So this is another CAD pair that maybe getting closer to potential turn. We have dollar CAD getting to the highs. We have pound CAD already there. We have euro CAD as well getting really close to the highs. We can still fake out the highs, but today already was a good move down. And then we have pound CAD as well. Not pound CAD, sorry. CAD yen, which is, yeah, CAD yen is one that maybe I could like to see it going slightly lower before moving down. Again, CAD yen is doing the opposite of the CAD pairs. Okay, CAD yen goes down, the other CAD pairs go actually up. So it's the reverse. On Nasdaq, I kind of did it already, but looking at Nasdaq, it's a bit tricky at this point. Where is Nasdaq in here? Wait. We did manage, at least on the other chart, we did manage to take this one. Yeah, on the other server, I think we did manage to break below that low. So it kind of opens a bit door to the downside. We're still going to have earnings announcing today. Like I think it's going to be Alphabet, Tesla, Microsoft. So it's going to be, expect some volatility basically in 1 hour or maybe 30 minutes in here. I could see it going, I would love to see maybe a new low, and then I'll be even more confident to sell it in there. Again, it's a tricky one. Like last week, it was reversal. So last week it was perfect. We looked for that. That was exactly what we were looking for. Now I would like to see a little bit more of a retracement, or if price by any chance wants to respect this and just moves down, it can. Yeah, at this point, I'm not really interested. I want to see price getting a bit more to the upside before looking for a sell, or to create some kind of PI around this level. I'd like it to see creating some kind of PI around this level. By PI, I mean maybe fake out a little bit and go. Maybe we can respect or retest this previous, basically demand zone that was ignored on the way down. There's maybe something in there that price can respect. Yeah, something like that. But I would prefer to see actually a little bit more of a clear break of this low in there. But at this point, it's not exactly in my radar for IPO setup in here. I do like the compression, this kind of trend line. It's the same on S&P. We do have that exactly same approach. On S&P, there's maybe a little bit more of a clear idea because we do have maybe the supply that price can go towards to. As you can see, Nasdaq is still respecting this level. S&P is already higher in there. And we did manage to break also below that level, so it kind of opens a bit more room to the downside in here. So I like the target on S&P still in here, or potentially looking for shorts towards there, either from here or maybe price can go slightly higher and eventually towards here. I think this can be still a target that price hasn't really reached, so I like that. Yeah. So we will see, to be honest. What are you looking for? Are you bearish, or are you looking for sells, longs? What are you looking for? Where was I? All right, that was the CAD pairs, potential shorts. Dollar franc Swiss is starting to get into my radar again. So finally, after moving away from this range in the middle, it's starting to get closer to this level. So that will be a level that I'll be interested in looking for a potential short in here. We did manage to break below the lows as well. So that could be a potential continuation, or at least some reaction from this level of supply in here. So I do like this range that price is creating at this point. That's perfect. It shows weakness. It's not a move like this. It's actually price trying to go higher, but always compressing in here. Kind of a lot of battles between the buyers and sellers. So eventually could have just a spike there and properly move down. So that's nice. We do have this previous level support resistance. Can work as a first target somewhere in there. So yeah, we definitely have already a break of a low in there. So that's good. Yeah, somewhere reacting from somewhere in here could start to be a good level. Let it go higher with a bit. Let kind of manipulate a little bit more everyone that is interested in trying to sell from this place until it goes a bit more closer to the extreme in there. But our franc Swiss, it's finally now getting closer to yeah, being on my radar. So I'm going to be paying attention to it tomorrow or whatever, whenever the dollar franc Swiss gets closer to this level in here. If by any chance price does this movement first and then starts going higher, yeah, okay, invalidates a little bit. Well, two things happen, right? First of all, it takes the orders from here, so eventually when it turns, actually it's maybe easier to go all the way, but it creates a bit more of a momentum that price can eventually go even higher in here. So personally, I would even like more to see a little bit of a move like this, go higher a little bit more, then eventually takes this level, and you can target this level already as a first target. And since this moment now we already break these lows, then the dollar franc Swiss could eventually just continue to go lower and then target something else in there. Yeah. So we are bearish. You're turning bearish in here. Do you think that we are that the highs are in place on the indices? Do you think that's it? The top is in place, and from here price is going to start moving down. And gold, there you go, gold. I know that you guys like to trade gold, so it did exactly what you were looking for in terms of the prediction. Alright, so gold was somewhere in here yesterday. We mentioned that this level looked nice. Price was reacting now from the demand zone, and there you go, right? So basically it retested, and now is in between this range. So that's a typical move that happens as a reversal pattern. Price started to break some highs, goes, eventually fakes the level, perfect reaction from that demand zone, and it reacted perfectly from the demand zone created yesterday after breaking these highs. Perfect. Then just reacts from here, and it goes. Basically fills the space that's available in there. Didn't really manage to break above this high yet, so we'll see. We'll see now what's going to happen. Right, so this is basically zone 1, this is basically zone 2, a little bit of the move. We do have now this level in here that price can still react from, in alignment from that level. I'll prefer to see first a break to the upside before even considering that. Or then we do have this level as well, which can happen, something like that. And yeah, ideally, we do have this level, so price can even go higher. Yeah, something like that could happen as well. React from this level first, and then something in there, and it could continue. Being aware that this level in here maybe still be available for price to have a deep retracement towards there. But now, first and foremost, we need a break of a high within the break of this level to even consider looking for more moves in here. The initial move, it's kind of happened already. Yeah, no, you're talking about Nasdaq. Do you think that it's the high is in place? That's what I mentioned, Mike. Do you think that the top is in place? Like, do you think this is the high and that's it? And price now is going to just go all the way? Or are we going to retest these levels again and eventually fake out the highs? Yeah, dollar franc Swiss is something to look for. Yeah, gold. Yeah, gold is going. And then oil, which yeah, so oil finally made all this move down, and now it's reacting from the previous level. Basically, support resistance with these left shoulders as well in here, and it's now reacting from the first base. So that's basically what we're looking for. We're looking for, especially with Brent in this case, to fill out this space in here and eventually have some kind of initial reaction from here. Doesn't really mean that price will just turn completely. You still have this structure here to pay attention to, but at least it shows a little bit of presence from the buyers at around this $80 mark. On crude oil, there's still a little bit more of room to the downside, to be honest. Price can still even fake out that level and then eventually get to that level in here where Brent is already reacting from, right? So basically, crude oil at this point is lagging a little bit, so Brent is already reacting from here. crude oil is still just reacting from there, right? So we still have a little bit of structure here. We'll see if this is eventually kind of starts to become a zone 3 type of move, a little bit of a compression before we turn somewhere in there. So we'll see. All right, so we're looking for a retest of the highs. Yeah, it can happen. We'll see. I'm actually making a video. It's going to be my next video that I'm going to release. It's how to trade all-time highs, or things to consider when trading all-time highs. It's maybe a better title. In here, right? So basically, indices have been trading at all-time highs for the most part of 2024. We also have all-time highs on gold. We had Bitcoin also breaking all-time highs. And yeah, there's a specific approach that you can take when trading these levels, when to expect maybe deep retracement, when to expect just a small move and then just continuation. So I'm going to cover a few of those aspects. I think they can be quite interesting. It's mostly like when you're trading all-time highs, first and foremost, the main difference is that we don't have anything on the left side, so that makes straight away a big difference. But then it's about managing the expectations of the trades or targets that we should be looking for, and what kind of opportunities that we'll be looking for. Regardless if someone is full on in terms of buying, so driving the wave in here, or if someone else is actually counter-trend trader and trying to constantly try to sell the double top, yeah, that's not exactly the best thing to do, neither. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, this one, in terms of news, it was exactly when you had a positive number in the CPI. Positive number for the market was more than expected. So in theory, price actually should have moved to the upside, but it didn't. It just actually crashed. So that's a big important factor to pay attention to. The way price reacted to this news, it's quite relevant in here. But yeah, we do have a few levels in here as well. So that's another thing to look at, is if you still have levels to look for sales even before then, like if there's levels that can defend the high. In this case, we do have a few. Even this one, then you have some structure in there, and even the highs maybe still have something in there to hold. And we need to break these walls. We need to properly break these walls to start opening the door for price to go further down. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's it for tomorrow. There's not really much to look at. CAD pairs, I will be definitely looking for PI to look for shorts. Euro dollar, pound dollar, I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen. Not really have a bias at this point. Eventually, I would love to see a retracement a little bit higher to rejoin the sales. But at this point, is nowhere near that stage. The yen pairs, I'm going to start looking for potential longs after price has been bearish for quite a few days. Still looking left to see what levels are there. Indices, we will see eventually. I kind of prefer at this point S&P, just because the target on S&P is even clear as for the lows. But yeah, maybe some PI on the indices, for example. It's now 2 days in a row going or retracing, so maybe tomorrow we can resume the move to the downside. What else? Gold, not really interested at this point. I want to see now more involvement. The trade for the longs was basically today. And yeah, that's basically it. And the Aussie pairs are also quite bearish or bullish if you are looking at your Aussie. So yes, price has been trending for the last few days, and I think we are getting closer to good retracements. And that's basically what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. Yep. Quite interesting. Market's in a good phase. It's a good question, man. I'll try to hold it by over this weekend. I'm trying to start getting disciplined with uploading 1 video per week. So I'll try to do that. I feel much more comfortable when someone asks me a question and I just talk straight away. When I do have to make scripts and everything else for videos, I don't really like to do that. So it takes me a little bit longer than I would like to just release a video. I could just make the video right now, to be honest. But yeah, just is what it is. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you, tomorrow again. Tomorrow may be a little bit later. I think I have an appointment, something to do at 6:30. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be home by 7:30. If not 7:30, then 8 p.m. I'll try to do the stream. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to be on time. Yeah. Thank you, Bangani. And Break Short as well. Thank you for being here. And yeah, hopefully we can take advantage of this analysis. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.